I'm not on those psychedelics. Everything's just kind of boring, you know? Stuff that should be really fun, like going to the beach. It's like, the beach, sand. I don't want to get sand in my shoes, you know? With my new neuroplasticity, I can do that. I don't need to sit there in front of something and feed my brain useless information and you know, so. Eventually, the psychedelics stop working. There's only so much you can get out of the psychedelics. You reach like a peak eventually, a threshold, where you're not going to learn anything new from it. You're not going to get any new personal insight. You're not going to grow any further spiritually. In fact, by continuing to use those psychedelics, it's like taking a step backwards. You're going to lose your gains from doing those psychedelics. And so I've been doing also harder drugs. I've been doing cocaine and methamphetamine. I used to do a lot of methamphetamine when I was younger. I wanted to root out, why is it that I need to sneak off and do, you know, a couple 8 balls of cocaine, you know, every couple of months, you know? Why is it that, you know, every few years I need to go on like a 10-day methamphetamine bender? And when I was researching Ibogaine, I was looking at the other clinics, and I didn't actually consider Ibogaine a psychedelic. I just thought it was like a therapy tool. When I think of psychedelics, I think of fun and adventure. And Ibogaine is definitely an adventure. You know, it's a unique adventure for everybody.
Yeah.
It's really interesting how everybody here in our session had completely different experiences.
Absolutely.
But when I was initially researching it, I was looking at the websites, and it shows like, you know, the rooms people were staying in. They're all white. They look like hospital rooms. They have hospital beds. It's very clinical. I wasn't gravitating towards the clinical experience. I was gravitating towards more of a some sort of spiritual transformation. I vetted the different clinics. I spoke to people. I looked at the locations. That was big. Like I didn't want to be in some fancy resort. I also didn't want to be in some Ibogaine hospital in Tijuana. In researching and speaking to everybody, I chose IbogaQuest because it just felt was right. The problem was for me, my company, everybody wanted me to get back to work and stuff like that. They agreed I needed to do something because I was not ready to come back to work after my last bender. Everybody was really anxious for me to come back to work and reintegrate into my normal life. So I spent a month here in Mexico City, and I waited for a space to open up here at IbogaQuest. And I made the right decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Many people I know really scared. There are so many urban legends how difficult experience it is and how dangerous it is.
Well, going into this, I think everybody I spoke to here, including myself, felt like some sense of vulnerability. You know, we're shelling out a lot of money to come to some place, and you know, like I really questioned the intention of every clinic. You know, and it's like, what is their intention? Are we just a source of income? You know, some place where they're going to make a bunch of money, or are they genuinely are here to help and are selfless and compassionate and patient? And really want to see you through this process.
How would you describe your, next steps? What you're gonna do after this retreat?
Tomorrow, I'm going on a hot air balloon ride above the pyramids in Mexico City. And before my experience here at IbogaQuest, I didn't think I had the ability to enjoy something like that. And because of my previous drug use, my neural circuitry wouldn't allow for that. I disrupted my neural circuitry through years of hard drug use. And so I wasn't able to produce the dopamine to allow me to enjoy just living in the moment, just feeling good about here and now. Now I'm gonna start doing stuff like what I'm doing tomorrow. So I'm going on a hot air balloon trip. We're having breakfast in an underground cave with dancers. We get to climb the pyramids, and so that's a full experience. Afterwards, I'm going to Lucha Libre. That's Mexican wrestling. It's very entertaining. It's the third time I've been this month. It's very fun to watch. And then I'm gonna go home and just figure it out. I'm going back to work. I don't know what capacity. I'm gonna determine a new role. And we're just gonna figure it out. And I'm gonna take the tools and just my new lease on life. Experiencing neuroplasticity. I've reset my mesolimbic system. I can actually enjoy everything now. I couldn't do that before.
Even after, profound psychedelic journeys you had?
So all my psychedelic journeys were either really good, really bad, or just okay. And so those were great. Those were fun. I enjoyed those at the time. But when I'm not on those psychedelics, everything just was kind of meh. It was kind of boring, Stuff that should be really fun, like going to the beach. It's like, the beach, sand. I didn't want to get sand in my shoes, Going to the park, I couldn't enjoy that. Get me back in front of my computer screen so I can watch videos and Instagram. And with my new neuroplasticity, I can do that. I don't need to sit there in front of something and feed my brain useless information and so.
Okay, cool. I'm so happy
Okay.
hearing that. Is there anything else you would like to add?
I am thrilled with my experience here at IbogaQuest. The location here in the mountains near Mexico City, in Tepoztlan, it's magical. The staff here, incredible. Everybody here is selfless, compassionate, genuine, caring, patient, insightful. This was not what I was expecting. I was expecting to be here with a bunch of people recovering from hard drugs that were really having a difficult time. And that was somewhat the case, but those people were incredible people. Everybody felt compassion for them, and we all worked together as a team to transform and be our better selves, our best selves.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.